Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm checking out the Rainsong V-WS1000N2X guitar. Now at first glance you might think this is a guitar that's made of wood, but this is a Rainsong guitar. This guitar is carbon fiber. So this model is fairly new to Rainsong, and what they've done is they've found a way to create a carbon fiber guitar with all of the benefits of that, with the look of a traditional guitar. Now they have sent me this to check out on the channel and review. I've actually had it for a while now because of what's been going on. I've had this for 6 months, so I can give you a very detailed review. This is more of a 6-month later review. And also I want to add here that I owned a Rainsong Smoky guitar, which I purchased and gigged for around a year before I got this one. And I have to say the feedback of that guitar was amazing. It had a satin finish. It had the same bags pickup, which a lot of people told me at my shows sounded really good plugged in. It had the same body shape, which has a really great sound. I'll get into that later on. That model had the shorter scale, which I find easy to play with a sweet sound, but I always wanted the longer scale. This is the longer scale neck on here. So there's some history for you. I already had a great experience with a Rainsong guitar, and when this one came out, I just thought, well, this is really up my alley, so I really want to check these ones out. So what does that code mean for that name? It's rather long. Well, the V is for vintage, because it looks like a vintage guitar. The WS is the body shape. It actually means wind song, and the first Rainsong model was this body shape, and they called that the wind song body shape. It's basically a dreadnought depth, so you get a great low end. And then it's a smaller body, so it's more comfortable to play on stage. It's basically a grand auditorium body shape. And it's got that colorway. It is long scale, 14 fret. And let's go to the headstock here. You've got a gloss finish. You can see my reflection there. These tuners are great. They really hold their tuning well. And here they are here. So you've got the gloss neck as well. The whole guitar is gloss, which gives that look of a traditional guitar. Here are the controls. Now you can get the guitars with or without a pickup. I'm a big fan of the Anthem. If you watch my pickup reviews on the channel, you'll know that. This version of the Anthem is actually built into the guitar. These are the controls in the preamp. It gives you even more controls than the traditional Anthem system does. And if you're going to be playing on stage, I really think this is a great way to go. Because while you're playing, you've got access to treble, bass, blend, phase, tuner, a notch control for feedback, and the master volume. Battery compartment is right here. Very easy to get to. One thing about batteries, and don't laugh please, but the 9-volt batteries can vary in size. I love these Energizer Ultimate Lithium batteries. I'll put a link below. The reason I love them is they last even longer than traditional batteries, and the traditional 9-volt in here lasts 100 hours or so. So this will last even longer. And it's a little bit larger, so it doesn't rattle. So I really recommend these batteries. I know it's a funny thing to say, but whatever you play, get the lithiums. That you won't regret it. I'll put a link below. So it's easy to get to that, even though it's going to last you forever anyway. And then the end-pin jack is right here. So we've got the carbon fiber on the back, it's the glossy, and the sides. Now, what's up with this wood then? So this is not a paint job. This is real wood. And this wood isn't just glued onto the top. I've spoken with Rainsong in detail. In fact, I've got an interview with them on my channel. Please check that out as well. This is fused to the top during production. So you still get those benefits of the carbon fiber construction and sound while looking traditional. And thinking back, you know, when I played my Rainsong Smoky guitar, it was a satin finish with a black satin. And a lot of people said to me, that guitar looks really cool. And you might want that. You might want a traditional looking carbon guitar. They do stand out. Rainsong even makes something called the black ice finish, which is really kind of futuristic and really kind of sparkly on a stage. I think a lot of performers want to stand out, right? I think it's the reason why we perform. But there are the performers that don't want to or want to feel and look like they're playing a traditional instrument. But that's what this is. You can play this on stage and no one's going to bother you. No one's going to come up to you during your break and say, oh, what's that guitar? Is that carbon fiber? I had a guy once say to me, I work with carbon fiber. And it's really interesting. It's a great talking point. But I love the way they've made a guitar that just looks like a guitar, but with all the benefits of carbon fiber. So what are the benefits of carbon fiber? Right, well here's the thing. Wood is great. I love wood guitars, as you know, but they are a lot of work. Wood can warp, crack, move around. It shifts with temperature and humidity. I live in New York City. It gets very hot, very cold. We have radiators coming on and going off. I've had several guitars crack, even though I'm very careful. With the carbon fiber, you can leave it out all year round. You can just leave it out on a stand and never worry about it. You can travel to a gig, pull it out of a soft gig bag, play, throw it back in, get back in the car. I mean, yeah, be careful with the guitar, of course, but you can leave it out. I've got a friend that bought a Rainsong, a big fan of guitars, expensive guitars, collectible guitars. I said, what guitar do you play lately? He said the Rainsong, because it's always just there. It's easy. I can just grab it and I can play it. Another friend of mine on social media, she was flying with her Rainsong. The case got absolutely destroyed, but the guitar is still fine. Now, these aren't indestructible, but obviously carbon fiber is very, very durable and it doesn't move, like I said. This one still has a truss rod. I'll get to the neck later on. You can still adjust the truss rod. The cover is up here. That will save you money because you don't have to have it set up, which will save you money every year, right? So what does it sound like? Surely the sound and the feel are what we're really interested in here. Well, the sound of this guitar is very similar to the other Rainsong carbon fiber guitars. I don't know if the wood affects the tone at all. I presume the tone is passing through the wood, but this definitely has the characteristics of a carbon fiber guitar. Now, what are they? The first question you might say to me is, does it sound like wood? I'm not being funny. No, it sounds like carbon fiber. What does carbon fiber sound like? Well, I encourage you to listen to the recordings in my video and tell me what you think they sound like, or play one for yourself. But that's a cop-out. I'm not going to leave you hanging like that. To me, it's very loud. It's very, it does sound like a guitar. I'm sure it sounds like one kind of wood, but I'm not sure what that would be. It doesn't sound like my Rosewood and Sitka Dreadnought guitars. Well, why would it? It's not even a Dreadnought body, right? It's got a very smooth sound. And one of my colleagues once said to me when I was playing a gig, it sounds very piano-like, bell-like, piano-like, pure, smooth. The mid-range is very smooth. So it's not really a sound that I can compare to a wooden guitar. I'll just say it does sound very good. It sounds really good. It's just different. And I think you need to really hear it for yourself. But I'm a huge fan. Like I said, it never changes. The sound you get now will not change aside from the strings getting old, of course. I keep quite new strings on my guitars and, you know, it's bright, it's smooth, it's full and it's loud. That's how I would explain it. I also love the pickup system, which I won't talk about too much today. I'll give you a quick demo now. It sounds very, very natural. It's got the mic in here, the undersaddle pickup. This, for a touring musician, is absolutely fantastic because, again, the humidity won't affect it. It's sturdy. You can jump on stage and play. You haven't got to worry about the action dropping or anything like that. The Anthem is one of my favorite systems and it's built right in. If you don't play out that much, maybe get it without the Anthem and have another kind of pickup installed. I have reviews of different pickups on my channel. Please check them out in the playlist there. But if you play on stage, I think this is a great thing to have access to. I really do, and I use it all the time. So let's take a listen to this pickup right now. It's plugged directly into my computer and it sounds like this. Okay, so I love the sound of the guitar. I love the pickup plugged in sound. I love the fact I can travel around with this. It comes with a hard shell case. Actually, I wish it came with a gig bag myself because I don't use hard shell cases with these guitars. I use those for wooden guitars to protect against temperature and humidity, and I don't have that issue with this. And I love how light it is. And because you don't need a really heavy, durable gig bag for it, you can get one that's a little bit lighter. Make sure it still protects it, of course, and be careful with it. But if you get a lighter gig bag with this light guitar, when you wear it on your back, you really don't feel any weight. That's a nice thing as well. Nice kind of side point. I've been saving this point for the end, about the neck. So the neck on a Rainsong has been the talking point for a few years. They're quite fat. And I want to tell you my honest thoughts on this. But first of all, Rainsong just brought back the N1 neck. The N1 neck is thinner with no truss rod. So if you don't need a truss rod, if you play that guitar and it plays just fine without adjustment, then you can get that neck as a custom order. I haven't played one, so I'm not going to comment on that neck, but I'd like to check it out. Please subscribe to my channel, and if I do check one out, I'll be sure to talk about it on my channel. But here's the thing with this neck. When you first pick up the guitar, you might think it's kind of chunky. Now, I have big hands, I have to say that. But to play open chords, I really like it. And I've owned like Martin guitars with V-necks, and I didn't like them. I'll be honest about that. This neck isn't that big. And I find the open chords really comfortable, no problem at all. Now, when I'm soloing up here, it's the same kind of size. So I do find soloing a bit trickier, but it's not a deal breaker. And I want to say, I'm not sure I would get the thinner neck. Maybe it's too thin. Maybe I'll miss the fact that I can't adjust the relief. Now remember, the neck here won't move. If you get one that has the relief you want to start with, you're fine. You don't need a truss rod. But for me, I can make some micro adjustments to get where I want to be. So I don't feel this neck is particularly huge. It's on the larger side, and you should consider that when making a purchase. And remember, if you need a thinner neck, you can get the N1 as a special order. And if you've played the N1 neck, please let me know in the comments below what you think. So this is a great guitar. I really like this guitar. If you watch my live streams on the weekends, you'll see that I play it a lot. I'm a big fan of this guitar. It's light, it sounds great, it's durable, it's going to save you money over the years. Now, the Vintage series are the more expensive Rainsong guitars. The Vintage series and the Nashville series, which has the Sunburst top, are over $3,000. I think for the technology and quality of instrument you're getting, it's worth it. But I understand it's on the more expensive side. Now remember, the lack of setups might save that money over time. The only thing that could wear on this guitar are the frets. I've been playing pretty heavy the last 6 months, and there's not much wear at all on these frets. I think it'd be nice if Rainsong offered stainless steel frets, maybe as a custom order. But I know some people don't like them, and I think that's why they don't do it. It's much more traditional to have the nickel frets. But stainless steel would be a nice option. So I do want to let you know that there's models for about $1,000 cheaper. So check those out on the Rainsong website. Again, link below. But I really think they've done a great job with this guitar. I'm very happy with it. It's everything that I'm looking for in a stage guitar. And it looks great. And speaking of setup, I did lower the action on this guitar by shaving the saddle. When you do that, make sure it's flat so your pickup picks up the strings at the same volume. The high E was much better after I made it flat and lower as well. And now I've lowered the action, the neck is even more comfortable. That's the thing. If you've got a high action and a bigger neck, it's going to feel like a tree trunk. If your action is good, then it plays really nicely. I have no problem playing this now that I've shaved the saddle. So go ahead and do that. So my conclusion is that this is a great guitar. I really love it. I'm a big fan, as you can tell. It's light, it sounds great. It sounds different to a wooden guitar, which I think is a good thing because I have wooden guitars as well. It's low maintenance. I can leave it out. I can travel with it. If someone plays it, I can wipe it all down with water and not worry about it like my wood guitars. It's just a great, I don't want to say tool because that kind of undermines it. It's a great instrument with benefits that my other instruments don't have. And I think that's really great. And I love what Rainsong have done with this series. And I hope they continue to do cool things like this in the future. Having said that, now that I have this one, maybe I want to get a black ice as well. You see, we always want what we don't have, right? They've also brought back the 12-string model, which would be really interesting to play. And that has the M1 neck as well. So check those out. So yeah, if you're looking for a carbon guitar, I know there's a lot of manufacturers out there. A lot of them have gone the other way, very futuristic looking. That's not really for me. I'm not against innovation and new looks and things like that. I think it's cool, but I also just love a traditional guitar. And for me, this gives me the best of both. It really does. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you've played a Rainsong or own a Rainsong, please let me know about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'll put links below to buy these guitars. They're affiliate links on Reverb. I do get money back, which I can use for the channel and no expense to you. So I really appreciate if you buy anything from my links below. It all helps the channel. And I'll put a link to the Rainsong website as well. So be well, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.